So when people Google Dave Crenshaw, what do they look for?
Got to hold it up when you're peeling it off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
B-O books.
The Myth of Multitasking. That came out in 2007. We just
Yeah.
released a second edition of it, but I've actually written 4 other books. The Focused Business, The Power of Having Fun.
I've read that and I think that's great. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've also been thinking about happiness, haven't you? Time management and happiness are quite closely related.
I take it from a productivity standpoint to make sure that people are making it part of their schedule.
And another book of yours is?
The Result is the practical, proven way to get what you want. How people who are highly successful, what they do, the process that they follow. I've also written a YA, a young adult sci-fi novel.
Maker Wars. Yeah, I was going to make sure you mentioned that. Yeah, it's really good.
That's under the pen name DMC Shop.
So I think you've seen the future.
Yeah, at some point.
It's a good book, that. Let's peel off the next thing.
Let's hold it up nice and high.
Dave Crenshaw eye patch.
Yes.
Eye patch?
Eye patch. That is not me. They're getting Dave. There's a politician in the United States named Dan Crenshaw.
Oh, Dan Crenshaw.
He's notable for having an eye patch. A couple of times per month, someone will go onto my social media accounts, either complaining or praising me for my politics. That's not me. Please don't leave comments on my social media.
Yeah. Dave
about
Crenshaw,
my political.
Dan Crenshaw.
Yes.
Dave Crenshaw. Time management. Why time management?
You know, a big part of my backstory, and I talk about this when I speak, is that I was diagnosed as being off the charts. In fact, the phrase that the psychologist gave was freaking off the charts ADHD. Anywhere I go, my wife will say, I know where you've been because that's where all the cupboards are.
That actually would annoy me, I must admit. You'd never know if you met him.
Those tendencies are still there, but I've created a system that I've learned how to be successful and how to be organized and how to have good time management in spite of that. And that led to my books, that led to the courses on LinkedIn Learning. Time Management Fundamentals is my most popular course on LinkedIn Learning. You should check
and
that
he
out.
really does live what he teaches, because you are one of the most organized people I've ever met.
In spite of my
tendency. The next one we've got, Dave Crenshaw, musician.
Well, okay, I think a couple of things are going on here. There is a highly talented drummer named Dave Crenshaw, and I've seen some of his stuff on YouTube. But also, I was a musician.
It's totally that.
I had a band. The band was named Crenshaw. I was able to get
it
it named after me.
You or anything.
No, of course it wasn't. No, so I played keys, I sang, I wrote songs. Again, part of my backstory, I tried to be a rock star for a couple of years.
Yeah, I still play quite a lot. 2 bands, Revolution Club and Lost at Sea.
Oh, those are good titles.
Yeah.
Good names. I like them. For me, if I start doing that sort of stuff, it just overtakes my brain, and I'm just constantly thinking about a song that I'm writing or what to do. So for my benefit, I just don't do it anymore.
Is Dave Crenshaw switch tasking?
Yes. So, well, that comes from my book, The Myth of Multitasking. Multitasking, the way that most people think about it, just simply does not exist. You are either switch tasking or you are back tasking. And switch tasking is when you're trying to perform multiple attention requiring tasks at the same time. Like if you were trying to watch this video while you're answering email.
You're not
Somebody's
really
doing that. No, you're not.
You're going between,
you're switching back and forth, and so you pay a cost every time you do that. Now,
did you invent the word switch tasking?
I did. Yeah. Now, back tasking is where something automatic or something that doesn't require your attention is occurring in the background. Maybe you're watching this video while something is printing. Backtasking can be productive, but the problem is most people, when they think I'm a good multitasker, they're actually switch tasking, and that's never the most efficient way to operate.
So that is what people Google when they look for Dave Crenshaw, and now we know a bit more about the man himself. Used to be in a band called Crenshaw.
Yes.
That's the funniest thing, although the eye patch is pretty amusing.
Yeah. Not me.